Good day to all, welcome to Extreme Recap. Jeff and Haley, a lovely couple, are the catalyst for this terrifying tale. Arrive at a large bungalow for a dinner party. Jeff is a playwright in training who is primarily looking for work. He suggests that they wait before entering. Haley, behave in a manner that is acceptable in front of the hosts. Haley responds by assuring him that she will not disrupt his strategy and that he need not be concerned about her. In the meantime, Sebastian and Carmen, two middle-aged men, are preparing dinner for the guests inside the bungalow before ringing the doorbell. Jeff inquires as to whether she has got her pills. It would appear that Haley takes some sort of medication to deal with her mental illness. Sebastian attends to them at the door at that exact moment. However, he yells at the couple to immediately leave his house for some reason. Haley and Jefferson then left in shock, unsure of what had transpired. Jeff decides to give it another shot despite Haley's suggestion that they should leave. He comes back to knock on the door and, this time, Sebastian uses a mask from Halloween to open the door. He then reveals in a sarcastic tone that he had just been playing with them earlier. Now, Sebastian makes an apology to the couple and graciously invites them inside the building. However, once inside, Sebastian starts acting strangely toward Haley and even makes Jeff feel uneasy. After that, he requests that the couple hand over their cell phones so that their dinner won't be interrupted. At first, Haley appeared suspicious, but since Jeff has both of their phones, he drops them in a bag without asking any further questions. After Sebastian leaves to settle down, Haley expresses her concerns regarding Sebastian's strange behavior. But Jeff tells her to keep it to herself because these are influential people with worldwide connections. Furthermore, he simply needs to intrigue them to land the position. A woman by the name of Seythe interrupts the couple at that exact moment. Who, and where, in the same building, asks them if they'd like a drink. We see Vincent, a man, scribbling on his forearm with a knife and, as time elapses by, Haley begins feeling restless, and Jeff proposes she take one of her pills. Haley takes a medication for her anxiety because she thinks there must be something very strange going on here. Vincent arrives at the scene a short while later, where he meets the couple. While the three of them are observing the painting, he reveals that he works for an investment firm that manages Carmen and Sebastian's affairs. Seythe comes back into the room. This time, Seythe quickly turns to show off her creation after Haley compliments her dress. Haley then makes her way to the bathroom, where she discovers an alive fish in the sink. In a flashback, a young Haley is seated with a therapist as she begins to recall her childhood. We see Haley's abusive stepfather treat her mother badly. Her stepfather then quickly approaches her as little Haley watches their struggle helplessly. When Haley returns to the present, she sees the sink but no trace of the fish. She meets a woman by the name of Agatha Haley as she exits the restroom. Upon seeing the naked woman, Haley turns away right away. However, Agatha asks Haley if she will be attending the dinner party because she doesn't appear to be bothered by it. Agatha attempts to start a conversation and reveals that she is a well-known novelist. However, Haley keeps attempting to leave as she becomes increasingly uneasy with the situation. In addition, Agatha tries to undress Haley once, but Seythe arrives just as she is about to leave, allowing the anxious woman to escape the wicked setting. Everyone is seated at the dining table in the following scene. Carmen, Vincent, Agatha, and others included. Jeff compliments Carmen on her beautiful home before they begin dining. Sebastian also notices Jeffrey Haley talking about other people as they talk, and Carmen tells him to tell Sebastian what they're trying to hide. Haley reveals that Jeff always carries a chess piece as a lucky charm. He then demonstrates to the elites a kingly object that he always carries with him, and reveals that his grandfather owned it. Carmen then inquires about Jeff's assurance that no one is aware of the dinner. Jeff reassures them that nobody is aware. In fact, their loved ones believe they are on vacation. When Haley tries to find out why the dinner was kept a secret, she seems confused. However, Jeff interrupts her and states that they completely comprehend the reason the dinner is kept a secret. Soon, Seythe brings a deck of cards to play with, and Vincent tells Seythe that the winner gets to choose the music for tonight. However, Vincent clearly explains the game's rules before they begin. Seythe will initially select a card for herself, after which she will invite everyone else to do the same. Evidently, the seeker's life path is determined by each card. Seythe chooses a winner card at the end, and she gets to choose the music for dinner. Sebastian tastes the lead by revealing the card that has been chosen by everyone. Everyone displays their respective card one at a time. Jeffrey reveals the man who has been hanged, a symbol of sacrifice. While Haley selects the rebirth-inspiring death cards, Sebastian's joy and exclamation are prompted when Seythe reveals that she selected the Fool as the winning card shortly thereafter. He gets to play the night's soundtrack, an operatic classic. Sebastian thoroughly enjoys the music, despite the fact that not everyone seems to appreciate it. He then pours a very special wine called Keen for the guests. Just as everyone is eating together, Haley starts to get nervous and tense when Agatha asks if she's okay. Haley tells her that because of her life as a youngster injury, she has successive mental episodes. She reveals that her mother and stepfather both used to force themselves on her as a child. However, Haley's mother eventually ended her life as wildlife after killing her stepfather one day. Is Haley forever scarred by the incident? She also spent the subsequent 2 years in a mental institution. Carmen begins to reveal the dark family secret upon hearing this. He reveals that his father was a sheriff in the nearby town and that his mother was a surgeon. At some point, Carmine's mom brought back a human liver, and his dad cooked it and caused him to eat the entire thing. Additionally, Carmen began developing a taste for human flesh shortly after this incident. Haley, on the other hand, starts to feel more and more anxious, so she asks for a moment to talk to Jeff alone. Jeff is furious with Haley inside the restroom for revealing such intimate family information at the dinner table and orders her to refrain from doing so again. He then leaves the bathroom and gives Haley a minute to regroup. But right outside Jeff Vine, Seythe is waiting for them and inquires as to whether or not everything is okay. Jeff explains how Haley experiences social anxiety. He coughs up and down suddenly. Seythe observes this and suggests that he probably needs to drink more wine to clear his throat. They then all reunite at the dinner table a short while later. However, Jeff, this time seems a little off. Jeff is having a hard time keeping his cool while Vincent is telling a story about his life. While Jeff and Haley begin to lose consciousness, Sebastian gets up and puts on his black gloves a few more minutes later. Haley begins to scream in despair when Sebastian eventually uses a kitchen knife to stab Jeff in the neck. Seythe then proceeds to consume Jeff's blood as she approaches the mutilated individual. In addition, as true cannibals do, Carmen gets up from his seat and gets ready to cut Jeff's body off. In the meantime, Haley watches this terrible scene unfurl before her eyes, yet she is as yet not certain if this is genuine or simply her pipe dreams. Haley gradually regains consciousness and discovers that she is still alive. Additionally, Carmen appears in front of her almost immediately and reveals that each of them has particular desires that were revealed to her. She will also be preserved until then. She is initially taken to Agatha's room, where the woman makes Haley consume wine from a bottle. After that, Haley continues to mistreat Jeff's body, which brought her to her core, as if the environment were not already too avaricious. Seythe talks and prays in front of a strange deity, as we see. Back in Agatha's room, she tells Haley about her troubled childhood. Agatha claims so. She used to love a girl and wanted to marry her as a child, but her father didn't agree with her. He also made Agatha touch a dead person's body intimately as a punishment. Agatha also developed a horrible fetish for getting close to dead bodies ever since that day. Now, following Agatha's fulfillment of her desires, Seythe is now the one having fun with Haley. She brings a number of herbs with her and begins to show the terrified girl how to use them. Haley is still restrained, and her hands are tied behind her back, while Seythe is busy making the herbs into a potion. Later on, Seythe licks her palm and adds some of her own blooded drops to the mix. As he forces Haley to consume the potion, she eventually weeps bitter tears of despair. She is just getting ready. Seythe disappears after a while, and it's Carmine's now change. A squalid girl in the mess. Carmen begins by describing the process of examining a deceased person's postmortem body, including the mechanisms of decay. Haley, unaware of what is going on, becomes increasingly terrified for her life in the interim. But just at that moment, Carmen continues to cut up various organ parts from Jeff. While Haley is compelled to observe Haley, on the other hand, manages to free her legs quickly while Carmen is working on Jeff's body. She quickly escapes from the house and manages to free herself completely. Haley meets Sheriff Brooks, a local policeman who manages to alleviate her anxiety. Haley begins to describe her entire circumstance to the officer. Sebastian, on the other hand, shows up at the location shortly thereafter. Furthermore, the officer does not appear to take the woman's frantic statements seriously. He then brings Seythe and Haley back into the house to investigate the circumstances. However, in an unexpected turn of events, if Brooks seems to be working together with Carmen and his group, he even suggests that Carmen use metal cuffs the next time to prevent their victim from fleeing. Haley now finds herself in a brief fight with Vincent, who brutally beats her just before Seythe arrives and stops the man. Haley is then tied up once more to the chair, this time to get ready for a ritual that Seythe will perform while the wicked woman starts chanting creepy prayers. Carmen has prepared a portion of Jeff's flesh, which is shared by each member. In the interim, Haley is rebuffed by this grim demonstration, and she winds up hurling. Carmen begins to surround the dinner table as soon as everyone has sat down. The meals he cooked using Jeff's body, also as the group begins to consume dinner. Haley becomes agitated once more and demands her medication. But Sebastian doesn't listen to her plea for help and makes the poor girl eat each bite instead. Haley experiences shock as a result of this and begins to shake vigorously. Sebastian is stabbed multiple times in the gut by Haley when she suddenly picks up a knife. She snatches the cleaver from his hand and immediately inserts it into Vincent's head as Carmen stands to stop her. After that, she quickly leaves the room. Later, the group fights over how to handle Haley, and Carmen suggests waiting for Sheriff Brooks to show up. Agatha decides to get some fresh air because he is the only one with a gun and feels agitated by this conversation. The remaining members of the group begin inside the house looking for Haley in the interim. But Seythe stabbed Sebastian in the neck from behind in a surprising turn of the vest. Haley, on the other hand, meets Agatha in the swimming pool outside. Additionally, they struggle for some time. Haley eventually obtained the advantage. She also digs Agatha in the back after a fierce knife fight. Sheriff Brooks arrives at the scene at that exact moment and fires his weapon at Haley. However, Haley appears to have gained strength and agility at this point. While the cops fire at her with their gun, she quickly advances. And a moment later, after a wild Carmen discovers Sebastian dead and barely standing, Haley grabs his gun and shoots the sheriff in the head. However, they must first process their surroundings. From behind, Haley attacks the two of them. Additionally, snaps Carmine's near death. Sebastian, Seythe, and Haley are the only remaining survivors at this point. Sebastian is shown calmly waiting for Haley to kill him at the dinner table as he begins to tell the story of his favorite opera next. Haley is behind him waiting. She then left Sebastian to die after brutally biting his neck. Final result. Haley immediately fires a gun at Seythe when she appears behind her. After that, she fires a few shots. However, it appears that the gunshots have no effect. When Haley inquires whether she is a devil or a witch, Sandy reveals that she was the first woman to emerge from the ashes of the earth. Seythe also reveals that she ate the forbidden fruit and left the paradise that God, whom she refers to as the Father, had created for her. She even admits that Haley was the one who killed her stepfather, not her mother, because she believes Haley is like her. Now, Seythe offers Haley the forbidden black fruit and asks the confused woman to be her partner. Seythe kisses Haley as she eats and tells her that Haley has finally returned home. In the movie's final scene, we also see another couple arrive at the house, just like Haley and Jeff. When the couple opens the door to find Haley greeting them, the movie comes full circle, similar to Sebastian. She introduces Sadia to the new couple inside, and the two of them begin making dinnery. Turn on notifications, please subscribe for more videos like this, and like the channel to support it. Thank you very much for watching.